Hello, everybody. Corey here. I am very excited to present to you guys in this video the newly released and available Tenant portal. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to invite your tenants to the Tenant portal, how the tenants are going to actually experience the Tenant portal, what features can they do on it, and how this will impact your use of the platform on the management side. So let's dive in. So I am logged into my Compass account, and I am going to find a lease. Okay, can be a residential or commercial lease, but basically the tenant portal is by invite only from the management side. So you can be in full control of which buildings, which owners, which entities, which tenants you're actually inviting to the portal. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to take a look at an owner, and I'm going to use my test building, which has a test unit and of course has a test lease. I'm all the way in my single lease page, and I'm going to see now on my tenants section, I have this new column called Tenant Portal, where the status of these tenants by default is not invited. If I click on the details on the right side of a tenant record, I'll actually see that I have a send invite button, where this will actually send an email, a bilingual email, to the tenant for them to activate their tenant portal accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and click Send Invite. And you'll notice that the status of the tenant portal column will change to Invitation Sent, right? So keep in mind, we're launching soon after this release the ability to invite full buildings or full owners or entities, as opposed to having to go through one at a time through your tenants. And while we were waiting, me as the tenant, I just received an email to activate my account. So let me open up this email, and we can see a bilingual communication. Bienvenue sur votre nouveau portail locataire Compass, right? It'll actually show your organization name. La façon la plus simple et sécuritaire de gérer votre logement, le tout au même endroit. So the portal, le portail locataire, c'est complètement bilingue. By default will be in French, and all communication delivered to tenants from the portal will be first in French and then in English. So what this email is really describing is all of the things that the tenants can do with their portal, which is submitting and tracking maintenance requests, making rent payments, and viewing their complete transaction history, as well as accessing their lease and renewal information. So I'm going to go ahead and click Activate Your Portal Now, and it's going to open up the tenant's invite page. So I'm going to switch over to our phone view because most tenants will be using their phone for this. And the first thing you'll notice is you'll have the opportunity to actually brand your own portal with your own logo. Okay, and I'll show you how to do this at the end of the video. But what we're going to do is, as the tenant, we are going to log in by putting in our information, our phone number, and also our password. We're also going to have to, as a tenant, accept the terms and conditions and create our accounts. The first page that they're going to see is they're going to choose their lease. So a tenant may only have one lease as such, or they may have multiple leases for which they could actually see all of their leases through the same login. Okay. By default, the app will be in French. If ever the tenant wants to change the language of their app, they will have the ability to go to their navigation and in their profile, set their language preference. So they can change it to English and the app will change to English. They can go into French and the app will change into French. We're going to do our demonstration in English, and we're going to go back to our lease. Once we select a lease, we're going to be able to see the details. And like I mentioned, 3 main actions they can do. Number 1 is actually viewing their lease details and accessing their lease documents. So this is happening in the lease section. If they click on this lease button, they'll be able to actually access the document that you as the management client has saved in that lease single page, right? So whatever lease documents you upload, or even if you're using our digital signature platform, the lease that gets created, they will be able to access this through their portal. They'll also be able to see their history of renewals as well as the status of their renewals, right? Have they accepted? Has it been sent? What's the increase, etc. Better transparency, better clarity for the tenants. On the bottom, this is where they'll be able to navigate through the three main functions. So seeing their lease or submitting their service tickets. So this is where they'll be able to create a new ticket as well as access their history of service tickets. So they can actually create a new ticket by selecting the category. Maybe they have plumbing issues and they're going to say, my toilet is clogged. Can you please come fix it ASAP? Everyone wants it fixed ASAP, right? And they'll actually have the ability to upload photos. Okay, so assuming that they're using their phone, they'll be prompted to either choose a photo from their library or even take a photo in real time, right? So I'm going to go ahead and upload a photo that exists, and we'll see it'll populate here where I could even upload more photos if I want to choose multiple photos as well. Then I will go ahead and create the ticket. Once the ticket is created and saved, they'll actually see all of their tickets in this section of the portal. Okay, and you'll notice that there's going to be a little chip, a little label on each of the tickets, which aligns with the status that you have for that ticket in your management portal. So in the management app, when you take a ticket and you move it as new into in progress or completed, the tenant will actually receive that notification as well, right? And you'll notice that the tenant just received an email confirmation with the details of the ticket. Okay, now the next thing that we could do, and I just want to make something clear here. We have other things that you could do with tickets on the management side. Add more comments, more notes, upload after pictures. The tenant does not see any of this. This is really your internal management that only sees it. What only thing the tenant sees is the details of the tickets that they created, as well as the status of that ticket based on your system. The third section that they could do is the payment section. So this is where they can once again see critical lease details like what's their current rent, what are they parking and locker or other rentable items, and what's their current accounts receivable balance. They'll also see a full history of all of the transactions, whether they're payments, invoices, credits, and they'll even be able to filter to show all payments, all invoices, or all credits. What's cool is that on the invoices and on the payments, when they click into the details, they'll be able to access their rent invoice documents as well as their rent receipts for payments. The best thing that I love about this is that now tenants will be able to enter in their bank account details into the app and execute payments as easy as putting in their bank account number, their transit number, their institution number, register their bank account, and they can actually go ahead and pay now directly through EFT from their bank. Okay. So once again, just to recap, the payments page can see their rent, their balance, their history of transactions, and can execute EFT payments. Their service tickets, they can create service requests. They can see the history of their tickets. They can filter also the tickets to see what's new, what's pending, what's closed. And their lease page, see their lease, access their documents, download it, save it for their records, see their renewal history. Finally, they'll be able to go to their profile and they'll be able to update their contact information, phone number, name, last name, as well as their language preference. They could also change their password, right, which will actually send them a password update email that they can use to update their password. Okay. And like I mentioned, the app is completely bilingual, right? So, did I change? Sorry, profile, save. And the app, like I said, is completely bilingual. So they can see their payments, their demande de service, leur bail, ils peuvent voir leur historique de renouvellement, ils peuvent créer un billet, ils peuvent voir le historique des demandes de service, ils peuvent voir leur info PPA, payer le loyer, voir le historique des transactions, all in an easy mobile-friendly view. Now, let's say they're using a computer. We could actually see what that experience will look like. And they'll actually have a designed computer view. So we'll go ahead and we'll go back into our English. And we'll actually see that they can navigate and they can see payments. They can update their pad. They can pay now. They can see their detailed listing of transactions. They can see their detail of service tickets. They can view the pictures. They can create a ticket. And they could also see their lease and renewal history. So a mobile experience, a desktop experience, easy to access, and more importantly, easy to control from the management side. So we're going to log out of the Tenants portal, right, by clicking the logout button. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to show you, as the management side, how to get your logo. So as the management client, right, we're going to log in into our application. And as a super user, you'll see your admin section. You go to your admin section and you'll see this new tab called Settings. And you'll be able to go to your settings and take your logo and drag and drop the logo. So let me go to my downloads, just put it on the other screen. And I can actually drag and drop a file, and it will actually preview the file where I can zoom in, zoom out, or crop it to make sure that it fits the desired box. We're looking for really a file size 256 by 256 pixel, and we can crop and update. You'll notice that we support PNG, JPEG, max of 4 megabytes. Okay, this will make sure that when your tenant goes to their login page, that your logo is crystal clear. So we are excited about this launch. We hope that you guys will get great use out of this really new critical feature, and we will be available and eager to talk more about this with you guys so that you can get your tenant portals set up today.